Part two of, I know you ain't try to abort me. So my boyfriend had made it. The doctor walked back in the room and he's like, well. Now immediately my heart began to sink. I look over at my boyfriend. He over there with one eyebrow raised like, what's up, doc? He said, well, you are pregnant. We just need to figure out how far along you are. Now, mind you, I know you're thinking, girl, you know you was pregnant. You knew your body was changing. You knew this, you knew that. And I'm telling y'all, I did it. I was drinking. I was out partying. I was getting slapped, dumped, drunk, flipping, and doing all types of crazy stuff. Hell, right before that, my bum of a boyfriend had just kicked me in my stomach when I was laying in his bed. Now that I think about it, he probably knew something was off, which is why he kept doing that to me. And I was just like, like a little crackhead, just allow him to do it. So when he said that, I'm looking like, oh my God. And immediately tears hit my eyes. Now I looked over at my boyfriend and he looking at me like, bitch, you knew you was pregnant. Stop fucking playing. So the doctor looked at me and said, we're just a small emergency room. I'm going to have to send you somewhere else to figure out how far along you are. Immediately, I was like, so y'all don't perform abortions or nothing? And when I said that, I looked over at my bum of a boyfriend. And he was like, like you going to do that? As if we hadn't been bumping and grinding. Like, dude, don't go with what I said. I know what I said beforehand, but you won't go with it. You supposed to be my support system, right? So the doctor looked at me and was like, well, Miss Hodge, I'm going to leave you to it. I'm going to go and get you some pain medicine, whatever kind it was that they could give pregnant women. And I'm going to get you discharge paperwork with a referral to a place that you can go and get an ultrasound. Now, y'all, I did have 3 other babies, so I already knew where I was going. But immediately in the back of my head, I was like, if you ain't going to give me an abortion, I'm going to just go home and take them pills. So about 15 minutes passed by. He came back with the pain pills. I signed my discharge papers, and I left. The moment we get in the car, it's dead silence. Like, my bum of a boyfriend ain't saying nothing to me. At this point, I already know what I'm going to do. But I'm just like, we should have the conversation because we got a child coming into this world. Or so I thought. So finally, he broke the silence and was like, hey, you going back to work or are we going to the house? Now, immediately that made me feel some type of way because I know you've been out here riding in my car all damn day. And now you asking me if I'm going back to work or if we going to the house. Like, nigga, you get out and walk type shit. So I mumbled, yeah, we just gonna go to the house. I want to lay down. I ain't feeling good. So we get to the house. I go in the room. He go in the living room and get on his PlayStation. Typical bum boyfriend who's still a child in a grown man's body who tries to run away from problems. But guess I'm gonna figure this one out on my own. So when I went into the room, I immediately went to the backpack that I had them Cytotec pills in. I was like, how many of these am I supposed to take? And I immediately went back to the Facebook messages where I was talking to some girl from Kenya, Africa. And she was like, oh, if you're such and such far along, you need to take this many, do this and do that. So I'm like, I don't know how far along I am. So I'm going to just pop 3 of them hoes. So I popped them thinking like, oh, okay, it's going to be smooth sailing. I'm skinny. My stomach ain't showing. So the baby got to be this small. So I'm going to just go ahead and poop that little motherfucker out and go on about my business. So I took the pills, got in the shower, and I laid down. And I woke up the next day in a pain so excruciating. See